New data revealing the true impact of the mass exodus from some of America's bluest states. 2020 census numbers show a major shift from places like California and New York, so much so that the massive electoral strongholds could lose congressional seats. Here to react, former California Assemblyman Chuck DeVore, who left the state of California for the state of Texas years ago. I mean, look, you've been preaching about this California-specific exodus for a while now. Here are the numbers to prove it. And this is pretty recent numbers. Look at the jump there in Texas and Florida, over a percentage point. And look at that tiny percentage growth there in California, largely of which can be attributed to immigration there at the border. Do you see this trend stopping anytime soon?
No, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. In fact, you're looking at 9 to 10 states that are going to lose delegations, lose House seats. New York will probably lose 1 or 2. California is going to lose 1 for the first time since becoming a state in 1850. And those seats are going to go to 7 states, 7 states that will pick up at least 1. You've got Florida picking up 2 and Texas picking up 3 members of the U.S. House of Representatives. And the only hope for California, because I don't see Gavin Newsom cutting taxes or reducing the regulatory burden or fixing the bad lawsuit climate or building and water infrastructure. I don't see any of that happening, but there is a silver lining potentially, which is that the Biden administration could make the regulatory environment so bad for the whole country and raise taxes on the whole country that at that point he'll impose California and New York-like policies on the entire nation. And then California and New York won't look so bad, and Texas and Florida won't look so good. So that's one way to fix it.
I don't know if there are a lot of people too excited about that there in Texas. You started going state by state. Let's pop up the map so the viewer at home can get a visual as to what this looks like. You can see in green the states expected to gain seats, states in yellow expected to lose. Now, because your House seats impact your Electoral College votes, do you see these changes potentially impacting the 2024 presidential election, and how?
Well, they will. You're going to see a bit of a shift from states that generally are blue states, and that, of course, is reflected in the fact that they're losing population. Right? People talk a good game, but they don't like to live under blue state rule because of the high taxes and the high regulations and the high cost of living, the high energy costs, and they're moving to states that are largely more conservative. Now, this is even going to affect the 2022 midterm elections. And so it's going to increase the chances that the Republicans retake the U.S. House of Representatives. And that would be kind of ironic, given that the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, is from California, one of the states losing a seat. Who knows? Maybe she'll be redistricted out of a seat.
Chuck DeVore, it is fascinating to watch this as this redistricting basically takes place right before our eyes. Fascinating. We'll have you back when it all shakes out in the wash, potentially next week. Chuck DeVore, thank you so much.
Thank you, Todd.
All right, Jillian.